What is up, guys? I got a very interesting story for those of you trying to get into this field of pen testing, the offensive security side. Maybe you think that because of your background you can't do it, or whatever the case may be. I think this is a very interesting article to bring to light. So let's get right into that. Hey guys, it's Ryan from elevatecyber. Now take this with a bit of a grain of salt. This is kind of promotional for TryHackMe. They sent it out in one of their weekly newsletters, which really grabbed my attention. I don't normally read weekly newsletter emails, but this one I think is going to be very beneficial to unpack for a lot of people watching my content, because I think there is a notion for a lot of people that a little bit of self-doubt that they can't get into security because of their background, or they need a degree, right? Now, here is a story of a guy that was just a construction worker, right? And he ended up becoming a security engineer. And this pretty much details what his path looked like. And I think it's very important to note, and we can really highlight some things from that. I'll make this a little bigger so you guys can see a bit easier. So, I would obviously agree that TryHackMe is a very good beginner resource. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. There's a lot of free rooms you can do before you even get on their subscription model, which honestly isn't that expensive anyways. But you don't have to use TryHackMe, and if you do, you don't have to exclusively use TryHackMe. I just really want to illustrate that this is a guy that used these tools, and the most important thing that got him there was his own mindset, the work that he was doing, right? Because most people won't put in the work that this guy was putting, right? And at the same time, like I said in a previous video, if I could go back, right? Because to be honest with you, when I graduated, I graduated from a school with a good cybersecurity program. However, to completely disclose it to you guys, I was in debt by over $200,000. That's how much student debt I had. And if I could have went a path more like this, I could still be where I'm at without all of that debt. Now, I have no regrets whatsoever, but it would allow me to be in a way different spot financially than I currently am. And I just want to throw that out there as well, because I honestly couldn't recommend college unless you can do so with both a good program and without a ton of student debt. So if you don't have to, take out loans to go to school and you have a good program, I would say, yeah, why not? But it's not the only path. And if you don't have those conditions, even if it's a good program, you have to get super far in debt, I would hesitate to recommend that to you guys. So I want to just prove to you guys, there are other ways, like I've been talking about on this channel. So for this guy, how did he get started learning cybersecurity? Well, when he was in construction, he found he had a passion for it, right? And he worked nights to understand basics, soon becoming a school technician. So you can see already, it wasn't an instant jump into security in the sense of construction worker straight to security. Now, I'm sure those things have happened before. I'm sure it wouldn't be impossible, but the typical flow is, if you're not in IT in any capacity, first, getting your foot in the door, right? Be willing to take those opportunities that can get you closer to that goal of security. So maybe it means taking a technician job, taking an IT job of any kind, programmer, whatever the case may be. That's going to position you a lot better to get into this field, right? So in this case, this guy became a school technician. But another thing I want to highlight here is he started working nights to understand the basics, right? So this was a guy that he worked the full construction job, and it's a very blue-collar job, so I bet that was pretty intensive. But at the same time, he pushed himself to, in his off hours, learn this stuff. And this is something that I do as someone that's in the field, to be completely transparent with you. I work outside of my work hours, exploring different exploits, vulnerabilities, creating content for you guys as well, which requires research and time put in as well, most certainly, and going for certifications, stuff like that. And that's what it's all about to be in security. You need to be a self-learner, self-motivated, right? And this guy, he checked those boxes. That is honestly not something to skip over. That is a huge reason why this guy was able to be successful in this area. And not only that, he was enjoying what he was learning. He was naturally curious towards this stuff. So if you have that mentality, then that is going to carry you so far, right? He's like, I love the idea of having a career in cybersecurity, but I didn't know where to start learning, right? And I would agree, this is where TryHackMe really excels, because if you are completely new, right, and I try to help out with that as well with my channel, my beginner series and things like that, breaking down what you need to learn. And of course, there'll be much more content like that in this channel in the future as well. But you can't go wrong with TryHackMe. They have learning paths, which they already planned out for you, which can really help get you an idea of just what order to go about learning this vast area of security, right? So they ask him, what was the most challenging part of learning it, and how did you rise above those challenges? And he really states, figuring out where to start, because it can be daunting as a learner. I would agree, as a beginner, because there's so many different ways. Like I said, the learning paths really help. So you're asking him, how did it help you, right? And I've done some TryHackMe videos on this channel that you can go and take a look at if you feel so inclined as well. But yeah, you're just talking about how TryHackMe has really helped them, because it really eases you into the process of learning cybersecurity. And that is one of the strong points of the platform, is that as opposed to, like, say, Hack the Box, where you just like, here's the box, go hack it, right? It's much more guided, and it really eases you in to learning the stuff. TryHackMe does. So that is the advantage of it. But what have you accomplished with your new skills? Yeah, he basically got a job, and he was completely self-studied, right? It didn't say whether or not he had a college degree, but I'd be willing to bet he didn't. And if he did, then it probably didn't play any factor in him getting the cybersecurity job whatsoever, right? So what advice would you give someone just starting out? And he says that cybersecurity can be confusing because it seems like there's so much to learn, but focus on understanding the core concepts of technology. Once you grasp this, you can try different security areas, offense, defense, see what you prefer. And this is pretty much what I was saying in some of my recent videos. If you watched them, I believe a week or two ago, heck, maybe it was 3. Time goes by pretty fast nowadays. I'm so busy. But when I was talking about when you're a complete beginner, you want to dabble in different areas. Find out which you are more drawn to, what really catches your interest more. And that's kind of what he's speaking to here, right? Get the basics down. Understand basic networking, TCP IP, right? Understand how the HTTP protocol works, how the internet works, right? And once you have the very core foundational information down, basic Linux, right, then start exploring the different areas. See where you want to really pursue down, right? So, and he also gives pretty good advice here when he says, try to find someone like a friend or partner to learn with together. It's beneficial because you can motivate and support each other. I introduced my wife. We regularly learn together. She loves learning all the stuff. And yeah, that is one good point, right? If you can find a network, and even if, here's the thing too, because a lot of people might read this and think that, okay, well, I don't know anyone else that has the ambition that I have to learn security, and all my friends, all they want to do is party, right? I can relate to that, because if you're watching this channel, you're probably a bit of an outlier as it is. The fact that you, on your free time, are learning something educational instead of watching sports or like cat videos or whatever, right? Whatever people use the internet for, TikTok and stuff like that. You're watching educational content. I'm willing to bet that you're probably a little bit different than a lot of your peers or people you might encounter in the day-to-day, right? Leverage the power of the internet is what I would say in response to this, right? Go network where people that, think like you network, right? And to that, I could say, join the elevatecyber Discord. That wasn't the point of this little rambling here. Join it or not join it, but find, use the power of the internet to find people, whatever community it is, whether it's my community or another community, InfoSec Prep, that's another good Discord. Just make internet friends and communicate with those people, and they can motivate and push you, right? It's really important to surround yourself with the right people of a similar mindset that are also going for this, right? And that's what I would definitely say to that. Don't overlook this step. It is a pretty important step. Have a mentor, but also have, people that you surround yourself with that are where you're at and they're going for the things you're going for as well, most definitely. Or, people that are above you even, right? So how do you feel about switching your career, and what can you say to others who want to make such a change? He said he was very excited. The best advice he can give is to make sure you give yourself credit. Everyone gets imposter syndrome, even the most skilled people. So take pride in making small progressive steps when learning. Extremely good advice there, because there's so much to learn in cybersecurity. I hate droning on saying the same thing so many times, but it's so true that there's so much to learn that even I, look at things and I'm like, wow, I know so little about this area of security, right? Or even with web app, there's so much to learn. I know a lot, but there's so much that I can still learn. And honestly, this is the side of security that really intrigues me. I love that aspect of security, that you can never learn it all. There's always more ways to learn and grow and improve, right? So give yourself credit for those wins. I think that is the reason that a lot of people quit. They quit before they can get any wins, for one thing. That is one problem, right? And then secondly, even when they do get the small wins, they don't celebrate those victories. They don't reward themselves, congratulate themselves for, and recognize the progress that they are making. So remember, this is a long haul thing. You're not going to learn enough security to get employed in a day, in a week, in a month. It's going to take some time to develop this skill set, but it is a very hard skill and is a very highly sought after skill in the marketplace. So if you can acquire this skill and be patient and build yourself up, continue to elevate your skill set in cybersecurity, you will eventually reach that point, assuming you don't give up. You will reach that point to where you can get a job in this field, or boost your salary, or get OSCP, or whatever it is you're trying to do. Understand that when people don't achieve these things, it's not because there was anything wrong with them, they weren't smart enough. It's that they quit, right? They quit, they gave up on their goals. So as long as you continuously make progress, you will see those results. And it doesn't matter if you don't have a security degree, don't have an IT degree, don't have a computer science degree from a 4-year college, right? You could be a construction worker and you can get in this field. The important part isn't the pieces of paper, the credentials to your name. The most important part is, what's up here, your mindset, right? And we try to talk a lot about mindset on this channel. If you have this kind of mindset where you're working in your off time to learn this stuff, but you're motivated in the fact that, you're interested in this stuff enough that you continuously ask questions, you continuously, pick apart this stuff and learn this knowledge, right? Get hands-on experience, right? Very hands-on practice. You're quite honestly doing the work that literally very few people, even people that work in the field that have already gotten jobs in security, a lot of them don't even spend all this time outside of their job learning new things, right? I can tell you that firsthand. So if you're doing that as someone who might not necessarily be in the field yet, but you want to, people are going to notice that. You're going to stand out and you're going to get there. It's just a matter of time and persistence. So hopefully this video motivated you, helped shed some light on something that might have been a little bit confusing and a little bit, maybe you had some self-doubt. Hopefully I helped clear that up. If there's any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button as well. Definitely help out with the algorithms. And I will see you guys. If you want to really get started and you're a beginner, check out my beginner playlist. I'll put that on the screen right now. I'll see you guys right over in those videos. Let's get right to it. Thanks for watching.